good? Happy Monday. What's happening? I want to share this passage that's coming out this book with y'all. It's called Conversations with God and Uncommon Dialogue, Book 1. It's by Neil Donald Walsh. And this is pertaining to relationships. None of this message reach you is when it's meant to reach you. And just keep an open heart about it. Alright. I will wait for a couple people to come in. I was busy. Peak hours, but yeah, here we go. Most people enter into relationships with an eye toward what they can get out of them, rather than what they can put into them. The purpose of a relationship is to decide what part of yourself you'd like to see show up, not what part of another you can capture and hold. There can be only one purpose for relationships, and for all of life, to be and to decide who you really are. It is very romantic to say that you were nothing until that special other came along, but it is not true. Worse, it puts an incredible pressure on the other to be all sorts of things he or she is not. Not wanting to let you down, they try very hard to be and do these things until they cannot anymore. They can no longer complete your picture of them. They can no longer fill the roles to which they have been assigned. Resentment builds, anger follows. Finally, in order to save themselves and the relationship, these special others begin to reclaim their real selves, acting more in accordance with who they really are. It is about this time they say, you really changed. It is very romantic to say that now that your special other has entered your life, you feel complete. Yet the purpose of a relationship is not to have another who might complete you, but to have another with whom you might share your completeness. Here's the paradox of all human relationships. You have no need for a particular other in order for you to experience fully who you are, and without another, you are nothing. This is both the mystery and the wonder, the frustration and the joy of the human experience. It requires deep understanding and total willingness to live within this paradox in a way which makes sense. I observe that very few people do. Most of you enter into your relationship, forming years ripe with anticipation, full of sexual energy, a wide open heart, and a joyful if eager soul. Somewhere between 40 and 60, and for most, it is rather sooner than later, you've given up on your grandest dream, set aside your highest hope, and settle for your lowest expectation, or nothing at all. The problem is so basic, so simple, yet so tragically misunderstood. Your grandest dream, your highest idea, and your fondest hope has nothing to do with your beloved other rather than your beloved self. The test of your relationships has nothing to do with how well the other lived up to your ideas and how well you saw yourself living up to his or hers. Yet the only true test has to do with how well you live up to yours. Relationships are sacred because they provide life's grandest opportunity. Indeed, it is the only opportunity to create and produce the experience of your highest conceptualization of self. Relationships fail when you see them as life's grandest opportunity to create and produce the experience of your highest conceptualization of another. Let each person in relationship worry about self, what self is being, doing, and having, what self is wanting, asking, giving, what self is seeking, creating, experiencing, and all relationships will magnificently serve their purpose and their participants. Let each person in relationships worry not about the other, but only about self. This seems a strange teaching, for you have been told that in the highest form of relationship, one worries only about the other. Yet I tell you this, your focus upon the other, your obsession with the other, is what causes the relationships to fail. What is the other being? What is the other doing? What is the other having? What is the other saying, wanting, demanding? What is the other thinking, expecting, planning? The master understands that it doesn't matter what the other is being, doing, having, saying, wanting, demanding. It doesn't matter what the other is thinking, expecting, planning. It only matters what you are being in relationship to that. The most loving person is the person who is self-centered. That is a radical teaching. Now, if you look at it carefully, if you cannot love yourself, you cannot love another. Many people make the mistake of seeking love of self through love for another. Of course, they don't realize they are doing this. It is not a conscious effort. It's what's going on in the mind, deep in the mind. It's what you call the subconscious. They think, if I can just love others, they will love me. Then I will be lovable, and I can love me. The reverse of this is that so many people hate themselves because they feel there is not another who loves them. This is a sickness. It's when people are truly lovesick, because the truth is other people do love them, but it doesn't matter. No matter how many people profess their love for them, it is not enough. First, they don't believe you. They think you're trying to manipulate them, trying to get something. How could you love them for who they truly are? No, they must be some mistake. You must want something. Now what do you want? They sit around trying to figure out how anyone can actually love them. So they don't believe you and embark on a campaign to make you prove it. You have to prove that you love them. To do this, they might ask you to start altering your behavior. Second, if they finally come to a place where they can't believe you love them, they begin at once to worry about how long they can keep your love. So in order to hold on to your love, they start altering their behavior. Thus, two people literally lose themselves in a relationship. They get into relationships hoping to find themselves, and they lose themselves instead. This losing of self in a relationship is what causes most of the bitterness in such couplings. Two people join together in a partnership hoping that the whole would be greater than the sum of the parts, only to find that it's less. They feel less when they were single, less capable, less able, less exciting, less attractive, less joyful, less content. This is because they are less. They've given up most of who they are in order to be in a state in their relationship. Relationships were never meant to be this way. Yet this is how they are experienced by more people than you could ever know. Why? It is because people have lost touch with, if they ever were in touch with, the purpose of relationships. When you lose sight of each other as sacred souls on a sacred journey, then you cannot see the purpose, the reason behind all relationships. The soul has come to the body, and the body to life for the purpose of evolution. You are evolving. You are becoming. You are using your relationships with everything to decide what you are becoming. This is the job you came here to do. This is the joy of creating self, of knowing self, of becoming consciously what you wish to be. It is what is meant by being self-conscious. You have brought yourself to the relative world so that you might have the tools with which to know and experience who you really are. Who you are is who you create yourself to be in relationship to all the rest of it. Your personal relationships are the most important elements in this process. Your personal relationships are therefore holy ground. You have virtually nothing to do with the other. They have virtually nothing to do with the other, yet because they involve another, they have everything to do with the other. This is the divine economy. This is the closed circle. So it is not such a radical teaching to say, blessed are the self-centered, for they shall know God. It might not be a bad goal in life to know the highest part of yourself and to stay centered in that. Your first relationship, therefore, must be with yourself. You must first learn to honor and cherish and love yourself. You must first see yourself as worthy before you can see another as worthy. You must first see yourself as blessed before you can see another as blessed. You must first know yourself to be holy before you can acknowledge holiness in another. If you put the cart before the horse, as most religions ask you to do, and acknowledge another as holy before you acknowledge yourself, you will one day resent it. If there is one thing none of you can tolerate, it is someone being holier than thou. Yet your religions force you to call others holier than thou. And so you do it for a while, then you crucify them. You are crucified in one way or another, all of my teachers, not just one. You did so not because they were holier than thou, but you made them out to be. My teachers have all came with the same message. Not I am holier than thou, but you are as holy as I am, as am I. This is the message you have not been able to hear. This is the truth you have not been able to accept. And that is why you can never truly, purely fall in love with another. You can never truly, purely fall in love with yourself. And so I tell you this, be now and forever centered upon yourself. Look to see what you are being, doing, and having at any given moment, not what's going on with another. It is not in the action of another, but in your reaction that your salvation will be found. All right. I want to keep on going. Yeah, I'm going to leave it off from there. All right, man. Y'all stay up. Happy Monday. Peace.